In most performances of Persian traditional music, you'll see and hear this instrument. This instrument is one of the most important bases of Iranian traditional music. Many who don't even know much about Iranian music would recognize this one. This is tar, and in this video, we'll see how it's made, how it works, and of course how it sounds, and why it's still one of the first choices for Iranian people to learn playing. It's been so long, and it's so nice to finally be talking about something other than the war. In the last video I made about Iranian music, I introduced the rich history of Iranian traditional music from thousands of years ago until now. A music that is rooted deeply in history and still is a big part of Persian culture. But I didn't talk about any instruments in that video because the instruments all have such a unique world to themselves. So I wanted to dedicate separate videos to them and dive deeper into each of them, starting with the one and only tar. Tar is a stringed instrument and visually looks closest to the Western guitar. It's about 95 centimeters or about 37 inches. But there are smaller variations made especially for children. It has 6 strings and its range is about 3 octaves. To learn about the different parts of the instrument, I visited one of the master tar makers, and I didn't expect what I saw. I had no idea that making instrument is such a delicate art and a form of Iranian handicraft. I always wondered why tar is such an expensive instrument. I got my answer when I saw Master Safari at work. Let me show you. Tar is made of 3 main wooden parts: the body, the handle, and the headstock. Each part is made separately, usually from walnut or cherry wood. First, look at the main body. The body is shaped like a pear or 2 connected bowl shapes, one smaller and one larger. There are also alternative shapes of body that are designed for special use cases. For example, this tar that is on display in Isfahan Music Museum is specially designed with a concave bowl, so it would be suitable for a pregnant lady to play. The shape is carved out of wood from 2 different pieces and then they're attached together later. The workshop was filled with rough shapes of tar bodies. Each of these comes from a trunk that has dried completely.
بهترین چوب، استانداردترین چوب توته غالبا استفاده میشه. تنه درخته. ما میبریم، بعد براتون بگم که الوارش میکنیم، دوربری میشه، بعد دیگه به این شکل در میاد.
The older the wood, the drier it is, and so the longer it will last without cracking. So, an instrument that is made of walnut wood that has dried for more years is much more expensive. Master first carves the general shape of the body and then refines the surface step by step, both inside and outside. He chisels and smooths the surface a few times until it reaches the correct thickness. Once the 2 pieces are almost in the correct shape, he sands the side and then glues the 2 parts together.
تو همین دهنه ما میتونیم نصف روزو باش بربریم، یعنی هر چقدر بخوای این ظرافت ها اینا به خرج بدی، ساز تمیزتر در میاد و رو زیباییش و رو صداش تاثیر داره. ولی باقی سازا مثلا اینو ندارن.
The handle of tar is a solid piece of wood that is carved into the correct style. Each one of these pieces of wood can be the handle of an instrument. The handle is attached to the headstock, which is called sarpanje in Farsi. Sarpanje has 3 different types. This is the classic form of it, and that's how most of tars that you see look like. There are also these 2 other forms that have improved the function and resolved the problem that the classic form could have. For example, these strings could slip and go out of tune in the classic form, but these 2 forms have resolved the problem with the spring and screw system that hold the string together.
چون این پیچ و مهره است دیگه وقتی کوک شد دیگه به هیچ عنوان کوک ول کردن در کار نیست. هم سیم بستناشون راحت تره، هم دیگه مشکل کوک حل شد تو این. منتها حالا بعضیا رو تعصب یا سلیقه که دارن اینا رو میپسنده اکثرا، یعنی همین الانش هم که این اتفاق افتاده و این سرپنجه ها اومده، باز هم همه اینها اکثرا این سرپنجه رو میپسندن.
Each sarpanje gets fitted by 6 pegs called gushi in Farsi, one for each string for tuning.
این هم سوراخ داره، سیم میره داخل و این دیگه ثابت چسبونده میشه داخل سوراخ‌های سرپنجه.
On the front side of the handle, you can see 2 white stripes where the fingers touch most. These 2 stripes are actually made of animal bone, and it's there to protect the handle from wear and tear. So they let the instrument survive through years of playing. In cheaper tars, they use plastic instead of bone. In between the 2 bone stripes, you can find a design in the more expensive tars that make the instrument very beautiful and very
اینا
fancy.
که می‌بینی نقطه‌ها اینا مصر. دونه دونه اینجوری کار میشه و خیلی کار سختیه. آره. بعدش هم ببینید قشنگ باید ریاضی و مهندسی شده باشه. اینجا 2 تا لوزی میخوره، میره بالا باریک‌تر میشه، آخرش یه دونه لوزی میشه.
This stripe is actually made with a process very similar to Khatam Kari. If you don't know what Khatam Kari is and how it's made, I seriously suggest you watch my video on it. I'll link it in the description. On the bottom of the body, the bridge is attached. It's made of ram horn in premium tars like this one, or plastic in cheaper ones. Master delicately polishes the piece to be shiny until it ends up like porcelain, and then he saws off the places where the strings are attached. Then he finishes off cleaning the edge of the body. These will get fitted by a drum later on, so they should be polished just enough so it wouldn't tear the drum later. Then it's time for branding. Once the wood is in perfect condition, master covers it with some shellac and it's left to dry. To see the rest of the process, Master Safari brought up one of the tar that had come in for repairs. This is a much cheaper tar, and the difference in the finesse of the work is like night and day. So the next step would be to attach the finger placement, which are called dastan in Farsi, all through the handle. These strings are made of animal intestines, and the master ties them in loops. Now, unlike other instruments like guitar or Iranian instruments like setar and santur, the sound box doesn't have holes. Instead, it has a drum that would vibrate with the amplified sound of the strings. So the next step is to cover the holes with the drum. It gets a bit gory here. The drum is actually a skin of a lamb.
پوست روش چیه جنسش؟
بره تو دلی. بره که تو دل مادرش هست.
خب
اونا میره کشتارگاه. بعد از کشتار متوجه میشن این بره تو دلش بوده. آره همونو پوستش میره.
یعنی اون پوست یه دور جنینه.
آفرین.
فقط هم همینا میشه استفاده کرد.
میشه پوست برات بگم که مصنوعی هم هست، از پوست خرگوش هم استفاده میکنن. قبلا پوست ماهی هم بود.
Once he cuts the correct shape, he wets the skin so it would get loose, and then with some wood glue, he sticks the drum on the surface.
البته این سفارش‌های دیگه داده معرق و اینو با توش انجام میشه مادر.
As it dries up, it gets tighter and more stretched. Then it's time to attach the strings. As I said, tar has 6 strings that are in 3 pairs. The first pair that are on the bottom are steel. The second pair in the middle are made of brass. The fifth one is steel, and the last one is brass again. One end is attached to the gushy pegs and the other end is looped and attached to the bridge. In the middle of the drum, there should be a saddle to hold up the strings. The saddle is also made of bone or plastic in cheaper instruments. As I said, tar has 6 strings that are in 3 pairs. The first pairs are tuned in the same note, and the second pairs are tuned to another note. The fifth string is tuned to the same note as the first pair, and the last string is tuned 1 octave lower than that. Once the strings were tuned, master checked the tuning of each of finger placements and adjusted them accordingly. Tar is played with a small piece of polished brass that is held in place with a piece of wax. After a day's work, Master Safari played a piece for us.
چه صدایی در اومد ازش.
Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos exploring the rich history and culture of my land, Iran. By the way, I finally decided to make a Patreon account. I'm planning some specific stuff for the Patreon, but mostly I need it as a way to get direct support from you guys to keep the light on and keep the channel going. So, if you want to support my channel directly or support Luna, check out the Patreon link in the description. Thank you for watching and enjoy the magic of tar.